Good evening, everybody. I'm going to speak in English, so I hope you can follow me. I'd like you to just imagine yourself on this line. If you're an extrovert or an introvert, we're not going to define it. Just have a look at that line and put yourself somewhere on that line of where you think you are. Are you more introverted or extroverted? It's not one or the other, it's a scale. Some people are in the middle, some people are more extroverted, some people are more introverted. And as a teacher, especially when teaching languages where a lot of speaking and singling students out is involved, we need to teach all of those students. So why in schools, when 50% of the population is introverted, why do we have so much focus on teamwork, group work, you've got to speak in public, that's what a good leader is, and I think that's not good. Because introverts, they don't like being singled out. They prefer time to reflect, they like individual work, they don't like being singled out in front of the class, if they're not ready anyway, and most of all, they like to have time before they speak. So how do we go from being a teacher that gets sucked in all the time to the kids with their hands up or the students with their hands up, smiling, and then you've got this person in the background, this child or this student, very interesting, very intelligent, but the student doesn't speak to them. So we're going to do some tips and tricks. Number one, if you're a teacher, stop asking for hands up or shout out. Ask the students to write down the answer, have a bit of silence, walk around the classroom, choose a student that you know has the correct answer, and ask them to tell the answer to the class. Number two, when you're having debates, use a talking stick. It could be anything, a pen. You give it to the student speaks. When they feel they've made their point, then they pass the talking stick to another person. Nobody can interrupt you when you have the talking stick. That's also great for business meetings. Number three, take out the subjectivity of your language classes. Be more objective. Using an online platform, this is free, Duolingo, that will give you reports on what the student is doing, and the student can work in their own time. So you can see what the student's good at, what they're not good at, what they need help with, and it's not a matter of which students are getting your attention in class and you think those are the best students. So Duolingo or many other platforms, adaptive learning solves a lot of problems in the classroom. Number four, pyramid your discussion. Give the discussion topic to the class, allow them to prepare on their own, then as a pair, then put them in a 4, then put them in an 8, and then come together as a class. Having a group discussion never works. You know this from working in business, you know it from school. Number 5, build reflection time into your class, okay? Do an activity. When the activity finishes, okay, everybody, just take 30 seconds to write down what you liked, what you didn't like about that activity, and just have that time to yourselves. In teaching, there's 3 distances. You can be at the front of the class, speaking to everyone, you could be speaking to a table, or you could be shoulder to shoulder with the students, sitting down to them. So if you have these downtime moments in your class where the introverts really have time to reflect and think, you can be shoulder to shoulder with that student, speaking to them, really building that rapport and giving that student individual attention, but not sacrificing the rest of the class because you're doing it in that quiet time within your class. Again, for businesses, this is also great. Number 7, don't say to people, very good, well done, okay? Be a lot more specific when you're giving praise. When you're congratulating people, don't just say, oh, that's fantastic. Be very, very specific. This is what we call behavior narration. You could say something like this, in that downtime, you're shoulder to shoulder with the student and you say, I really appreciate your participation in that last debate, and I think a lot of people appreciated your comment. That introvert will feel very recognized. Number 8, a very polite but firm hand in the face for attention speakers. I'm speaking to this student, not this one. Hold your time. I finish speaking, I go back, and that student's probably forgotten what they want to say anyway, most of the time, especially with the kids. It's very funny. Number 9, if you're interested in the world of introverts and being a better teacher and teaching all of your class, not just the people that get your attention, I really recommend Susan Kane. She has resources on her website, and she is really the guru of the world of the introverted, and she really changed my life and my style as a teacher. Number 10, classroom management. On YouTube, there's lots of good videos on how to get your class under control for adults and for kids. If your class is chaos and noisy, only the extroverts are going to thrive in that classroom. So you really need to make sure the introverts have a chance. And my final thoughts is, introverts are 50% of the population. So if your classroom is noisy, you're not looking after the introverts, you're failing 50% of your students. So do think about that, especially in a language classroom where speaking is paramount. And my final thoughts are, I'd just like to say thank you to all the teachers, and this is a list of some of the teachers that have changed my life. They've helped me, and I really hope this talk, if you're a teacher or a business person, will help you become a better teacher or a better leader when you're dealing with introverts. Thank you very much, and good night.